Hello, hello. Good evening and happy Tuesday. As per usual, my favorite day of the week. I love getting on here. I love interacting with all of you people. And I think it's amazing that you follow every week because, this could get a little redundant. So it speaks a lot about our content and those who are interested in what we have to say. So the last time we were on here was such a phenomenal night. Last week was amazing. We had a licensed professional counselor, Amanda Peguero, and she was great. She was just phenomenal with the audience. You guys were able to interact with her, and she gave us some amazing information. So that's something to look forward to next Tuesday, the 15th. Amanda will be back. She will be back, and she will be talking to us part two about the lasting effects of abuse, all forms of abuse, whether it's domestic violence, sexual abuse, child abuse, everything. So she'll be back next Tuesday. That's super exciting. We want to finish off the rest of the year and the season on a happy note. So look forward to our December 22nd show. Our show on December 22nd will be a mix between my first love, Bomba Live, Found in Translation talk show, and Love Should Not Hurt. All three of our shows will combine together to bring you a holiday special. We will have Coquito live. We will have artists singing. We will have parrandas because if you're Spanish, you know that that's what we do during this time. So we're going to celebrate the holidays. We're going to bring you guys lots of laughter, fun, and joy with all three of our shows and all of our audience. I see some people have gotten on. Angela and Jenny, hello and good evening. Thank you guys for always being great. So today our show is Express Yourself. So this is the second time that we're doing this. If you did not see the first one, how it works is I have no set topic. The audience runs the show tonight. So last night I got on and I invited folks to send me their email addresses. If you're if you're a Vivid watcher, come every week, you know what we do, and you always have something to say, but you think, how can I ever say it? You write it in the comments and we interact a little bit, but you never have the opportunity to really say how you feel. So tonight, you, the audience, is who guides the show. So I had 5 brave folks send me their email addresses. Right now, I currently see 2 on my screen, and we're going to run with the show. We're going to run with those who are here. I have no idea where the show will go because they are running the show tonight. So we have Christine Lopez and Teresa Fetzer. Super excited. I know both these ladies. They're both amazing. They are very outspoken. So they're going to say how they feel tonight. And like I always tell my guests, it's an open show, no holds back. Do not be fearful of saying what you have to say. It is about you tonight. So I let everybody know that you can come on to either speak about something you've seen in the past, something you've heard on the shows that you want to react to, or even your own personal journey. And both of these women have a story to tell. So I'm going to bring each on one by one. They're going to introduce themselves. Hi, Carmen, I see you. They're going to introduce themselves, tell you a little about who they are, and they're going to tell you about what they're going to speak about tonight. And then I'll bring on the next woman and we'll get into this conversation. Hopefully it's going to be amazing like it always is. Hope you guys will sit, listen, and watch the show. The first person I'm going to introduce today is Christine Lopez. I have known Christine my whole life. The funniness about her is that our parents had kids with the same names. Chrissy, it's hilarious. It's not just Chrissy. We also have another child in her family that has the same name as my sister. So it's nuts. But we've known each other forever. I see we have another guest who signed in down there. So we will have a third person on with us. I'm super excited. The show has started. So let's bring Chrissy on so you can learn a little bit about Chrissy and her history with me.
Hi.
Hello, love.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling tonight?
Good. I got my wine in hand, Gotta be good.
Prepare yourself. I know this is not easy. So thank you for coming and being bold enough to join us on the show. Oh, we see another person on the screen down there. So we're going to have a great show tonight. The audience is joining us. It's going to be great, people. We're starting with you, Chrissy. So tell us a little bit about your background. Tell us about who Chrissy is, what you do, and why you thought it was important to come on the show tonight and talk with us.
Well, I'm 43. Lived in Philadelphia all my life. As you know, I come from a family that they worked with the youth for many years. That's how we connected. Always busy, always constantly. My household was always on the go, always constantly. But in my own personal life, dealt with relationships with not so good, with the best decisions in who I dated, and always having a good heart, seeing the best in everybody. And I got married to somebody who I thought I knew. Not to throw shame on any a veteran or anything like that, but he was in the military, and once we got married, moved away and didn't want me talking to my family, didn't want me to associate with my family. It got physical, to where I can say it was, if I didn't want to perform gift sex, he took it from me. I went flying down a flight of stairs, pregnant, lost my child. Went through a really, really hard time because I had nobody there. And I got to the point that I said I have to leave. I literally could hear my mom speaking in my mind at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm like at the doorway of my bedroom where my husband was sleeping at, because I wanted to hurt him. When your mind is there, and you're thinking about literally hurting the person physically after what they've done to you. My mom just came into my mind. She goes, "He's not even worth it. Give him the car and go." Came back home, and I literally had to start fresh all over again. Was it easy? No. The man gave me hell, threatened my family, went through a year and a half. 3 years later, divorce finally came through, but then that's when this is my life now, starting fresh, starting new. Learning how to trust myself, learning how to build my self-esteem back up, thinking that I'm worthy of another person's attention and being loved again. That took a long time to be able to say, you know what, damn, I am entitled to being happy and finding love again. Still to this day, it's a struggle. It's not easy because you don't know what goes on in a person's mind. And when you've been downgraded so low by the person that you once trusted so deeply and didn't think that they would do anything to you, you catch yourself, no matter how independent I can be, because I'm okay being by myself. It took me 4.5 years to be alone and really get used to saying, you know what, it's okay, I'm good. You kind of catch yourself sometimes like, damn, am I going to find somebody? Am I going to have a child one day? It's just, it took a while. And now this is the place that I'm at. I'm starting, by myself. I'm good by myself. I mean, if I can find someone, I find someone, great. But it's a hard topic because it's not spoken about in my family. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Maybe it's just everybody kind of tucks things under the carpet and just leave it alone. They don't know the full extent as to what I went through. And I'd rather leave it at that because they just know that I came back home and that's it. They know that it was, but this is me telling you it was that bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it anymore to where I literally thinking I'm going to hurt this person.
Yeah.
Not even worth it. Not even worth it. So.
Yeah. I think that's a super important part of our growth. Even you being able to say that you're okay being on your own. I think that that's a very huge step for you and myself and a lot of different women who walk away from those types of relationships. For you to be able to say that I'm okay on my own is a huge step for you, because a lot of times, oftentimes we say because at least someone's there and we want that love from someone and we feel like we need to be with the person. So we live with it, we tolerate it. And for us to get to a place where we know I'm okay being on my own, I'm happy that way, that says a lot. So we heard some of your story, and I want to make sure that we continue to go back to that, because tonight it is all about all of you. And Ray says, hello, Chrissy and Chrissy. So thank you so much for that, for letting us know a little bit about you. We're going to come back to you. I want to introduce Teresa so that people can continue to see our audience. Again, thank you for being here tonight, and we're going to see you again on the screen in a few minutes, okay? Thank you. So our next person is Teresa Fetzer, another adamant follower of Love Shouldn't Hurt. She's amazing, and I met her actually through this platform, and she has been super supportive of me. She's always watching. She's always super positive under my posts, inbox messages. I mean, my girl is on point. She gives me ideas for the show. She came to our 5K. She was there early. She helped us do what we had to do to set up. She's amazing. She has a story to tell, which is phenomenal. And she's here tonight to share a little bit about herself as well. So we heard a little bit about Chrissy, and we're going to see her a little bit in later on in the show, but I want each woman to have their moment to be by themselves. And then we're going to come together as a group and talk about what we're speaking on tonight. So let's welcome Teresa Fetzer. Hi, hon.
Hi, good evening, Chrissy. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here.
Good. Thank you for having me. And first of all, I just want to give a shout out to you because you were, no, that's why I'm here. You were one of the women or one of the people in my life 2 years ago when I was really lost, who helped to pick me up. And you didn't even know that just through, what you're doing. So I appreciate you and I thank you for that. And then I also met another amazing group of women online and Queens Healing Together, who helped me as well. Awesome. Because although, I'm a badass woman and I'm strong and I got this, blah, 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 it's a lot on our plates, and I had men as well helped me. I had a great support system. I can honestly say you were one of the people, and I only met you on social media just through your platform. And I just want you to know you have no idea how you helped me. And I really mean that.
Well, I super appreciate that. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? That's what we're women have to build each other up. And you said men too. Women, men, I think that it speaks about who we are as a person. There's so many people in the world, especially even in domestic violence, where people just constantly bring us down. So I think that that's what this is for. And super touched by that. I if anybody who knows me knows that I can't take compliments well. I get really nervous. So
That's okay.
I do appreciate it though, because I've always said, even when we do our showings, if one person is touched, then I feel like we're doing exactly what we're meant to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
So anyway,
you and why you decided to be here tonight.
Well, I decided to be here tonight. Yesterday was my mother's 16-year anniversary of passing. So I am in recovery from life. That's how I tell myself, how I carry myself. And my mom, sadly, her 16-year anniversary was yesterday, and she sadly died from domestic violence. Not per se the actual physical abuse of it at that time, but because she had been a battered woman when she had hurt herself. She had diabetes, and she had a cut on her foot. We never knew it. We didn't pay attention, which is awful of us. We would see her with a sock, and we didn't pay any attention. Long story short, finally one day my sister pulls the sock off, and my mom's toe is completely black.
Oh, wow.
Exactly, from diabetes. So she had cut her foot on her cat's ball. Took her to the emergency room, and the doctor was like, oh my God, how did she ever go around like almost a year like this? This is excruciating pain.
Wow.
And because my mother had been a battered woman, and she was pretty much abused every single day that I can remember, that pain was minimal to her, and she carried that pain with her. And sadly, she died 6 months later because of all the amputees to her leg, her foot, her leg. And then it just took over her heart, and she died, unfortunately, from heart failure.
Wow.
So the reason why I wanted to come on is, I want to share my mom's story. And if this is a trigger to anyone, I apologize to you, but we just have to own shit. We just have to, be upfront about what bothers us and what hurts us. And if it hurts other people, well, we're sorry, but maybe they're not on the same page as us. And that's not really, our problem. So my thing is that I wanted to come on today because, I don't want anyone to carry that, that is not your pain. That is not you. And I myself am a survivor of two. And I'm not a survivor because I'm not even a victim anymore. Because real talk, I don't even give a shit about that no more. Excuse my language, guys.
That's okay.
But I was in two abusive relationships. One was mostly physical, and then the second was more mental than physical. And I have decided in the last 2 years, when I had a complete mental breakdown, and that's why I say I'm in recovery from life, because I have an older daughter whom I love dearly, who's in recovery. And I was lost, and I just was like, I need help. I'm really lost. So my oldest daughter, whom I, love her dearly, and I commend her for being such an amazing person and choosing to change her life, not choosing to do wrong, but choosing to change her life, because it's hard for us to change anything about ourselves, whether it's our eating habits or whatever. So anyway, she helped me. I started doing the AA 12-step program, because when we are lost, we lose structure. So that helped me to gain some structure, and it definitely helped me. And I still try to work it today. I live in this moment for this moment. And so anyway, that's kind of my story. So anyway, last 2 years I've been single, and I'm okay with that, because you know what, I'm not going to say work on me, because real talk, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of people saying we always got to work on ourselves. No, y'all got to work on yourselves. Leave me alone. I'm good. But anyway, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with all of that. But I want to thank you for having this show and having us on and being a great supporter. And I want to thank you for coming into our communities. And I grew up in North Philly, and our communities are really different. according to where we live at. And I appreciate you bringing this out, because I see more people coming out and saying, wow, like I had no clue, and this is making me stronger. So I want to thank you and your organization. And I want to thank all the beautiful people that, say, you know what, it's okay. That's not my shit. I'm going to let it go and keep it pushing, and let me tell a story and help somebody else, because it does help somebody else. It really does.
It does. I think that's a testament to us, right? You just said the same thing Chrissy said, which is, it's self-reflection upon ourselves. Like, I'm okay with being by myself. I'm okay with where I'm at. And I think, honestly, when it comes to domestic violence and any form of violence that anyone had to ingest, whether it's, a male or a female, whether I'm gay, whether I'm bi, whether I'm trans, no matter who it is or what type of abuse you went through, I think at some point, all of us are just trying to get over life itself. There's no one on this planet that is walking and can literally say, we've had an amazing entire life. I've had an amazing childhood. And everyone has dealt with some form of trauma, whether it was serious or not. Everyone has dealt with something, a loss of a loved one, abuse, anything, in relationships, being disrespected, even in friendships, being disrespected. We all are healing from some form of something. And I appreciate, the applause for what it is that I do, but you and Chrissy and everybody else on this show tonight are why I continue to do it, because I think that it's important. Like you said, no one talks about it. We have to. I recorded a podcast yesterday. I was a guest on someone's show, and that was something that I said to them. If I don't talk about it and you don't talk about it, who the hell is talking about it? No one. So someone had to finally say, listen, I'm going to talk about it. Whether they want to hear it or not, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to throw it in your face, because whether we want to admit that all forms of abuse are there, they are. And people need to bring it to light so that it can be talked about. And maybe the more we talk about it and the more that we can see it and the more that we can tell what the red flags are and we can see it in the people that are dealing with it, we can help other people. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. Thank you, Teresa, for telling us a little bit about you. I'm going to move on to the next guest, but stay tight. Don't leave that green room. We're going to give everybody their opportunity to speak on their own, and then we're going to bring everybody back together so that we can have a great discussion. So thank you so much, and hold on tight. We'll be back. The next person coming up to the screen, I don't know if she'll turn her camera on, and that is totally okay if she doesn't want to. I think that I honestly know this person more through social media. I think we've seen each other in person from time to time. But realistically speaking, I think we know each other more through social media. So this person who is coming on today is another beautiful soul. She's known in the community getting people's hair done right, braiding them up. She decided to send me her email as well, which is awesome. Oh, there's her face. I see her. So I'm excited to bring Melinda on, because I don't know her personally, but just like looking at her post, I know that my girl is not going to sit here and be shy. She is about it. So I'm excited to see new faces, and excited that she's coming and she's using her outlet to be here. Like I told people before, you can speak about what you feel free to speak about, whether it's something you've personally experienced or something you've seen in past shows, anything. Tonight is about you guys, the audience. So let's welcome Melinda Santiago. Hello.
Hi.
What's up? I'm good. How are you, babe?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there.
Yeah. So listen, I'm super excited to have you on, because like I said, I don't think we really know each other. We just see each other all the time and on social media. So I don't know so much about you. So I'm super excited to have you on the screen with me. I follow you. I watch all your posts. I know you do bomb hair. But I don't know that much about you. Why did you decide you wanted to join us tonight?
I feel like I've been silent about my life for a really long time, and when I do try to express myself, it's just more anger.
Yes.
So I come out like, this crazy person, and it's just, I've noticed that I've been broken and I've been through some things that, because when you're around corruption and authority, and in my situation, my daughter's father is or was the sergeant of my district.
Oh, wow.
It made my life really hard. Now, I want to touch up on that situation just because, again, love shouldn't hurt. So this is like, wow, like I really love someone. That was my first. I lost my virginity at 13 to this person. If I was to find out my daughter lost her virginity at 13, I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. He was like my neighbor. I was into church. I was so innocent. My mind was so innocent. And I was really into choir. I was really into singing. I wanted to do dances. I wanted to do all these things. But I fell in love with the wrong person who wanted to have control over my life. I was in a situation where I was the child that, you know, going through the battle with the mother and the father, and you tell your dad this and you tell your mother this, and I wasn't allowed to see my father, and I was taken away from the family, and I have another sister, and the communication with the parents wasn't good. So as a child I was scarred from her mother telling me, don't call your sister no more until you guys are older. And it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
So now be a older woman trying to move on from this damaged love where I've been falsely accused, I've been beat, I've been incarcerated, and there's nothing I can do because it's his word over mine.
Right.
He's a police officer. And in life everyone chooses their drug. Some people drink, some people smoke, some people strip, some people sell them, whatever it is.
Right.
I chose to smoke. I could have been doing 1,003 bad choices, but my choice was to smoke, and because of that, that was my calming. Not that it was right, but that was what I chose to do. But because I chose to be that person, that's a problem to my daughter's father, who took advantage of a time where I tried to help other people and it backfired on me. I lost everything. I was pregnant, homeless, in a car, squatting. Like, I lost everything to basically get it all back and fight so hard to give my children the life that I never had, for the man that I love to take my child away from me. It hurt. He took her away from me just because he was upset, because he liked to have his cake and eat it too. I had to do what he said. It was about, basically he would use sex. I would have to do whatever he said in order for him to be nice to me. He reached out to my cousin to basically get with a family friend, and that's his wife now. So my family is no more. My family parties, there's no family parties. I'm not in no family events because he destroyed like trust and loyalty and love.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ever truly love someone, I feel like even if I wasn't that person that could make you happy, you want to see that person happy.
Yeah.
So he married this person. He had a family. He took my child from me. He has his career, but for some reason, this man still hates me. He cannot speak to me through a text message, not via voice message. Nothing. He keeps my child from me. I'm fighting in court. I don't understand the purpose. I don't see the reason. Because if he's truly happy and he moved on and he has a wife and he has his life and he has his career, why does he make my life so miserable? Thank God that I was able to have skills that pays the bills, because my criminal record was tarnished over false accusations, over emotions, because trying to understand separating emotion and logic in my situation in my life, and it's hard for me to move on and be happy because I'm not complete, because this man chooses to hold my child from me. I don't understand the reason for it. I get treated like coronavirus. I bought her a ticket to Puerto Rico. He didn't allow her to get on the plane. I got her a phone. She can't FaceTime me. She has a friend's birthday party. She couldn't go because I was there doing the hair for the event. It's just a lot of petty and unnecessary. I want to say fuckeries. I'm sorry, because there's no other word for it. It's unnecessary. Okay. I don't understand it, because if you moved on and you're happy and I'm not trying to destroy his life. I don't want him. So I don't understand why I'm going through this and why this love hurts so much, because I don't want him. So I don't want to destroy what he has. I just want to move on and live in peace. But because I chose self-love first. I chose not to be that other woman. I chose to basically put respect in my life, respect me and who I am. And because I'm not who he wants me to be, that's why I can't have my child or live the life that I want, because he uses his badge and authority and lawyers and money and connections and whatever against me. So it's just like, it's hard to actually ever move on from love, because every time I actually ever tried to love, he would destroy it. Somehow I would find myself cheating on whoever I was with that person. And then when, of course, when I try to expose him and let the truth out, I'm the crazy person. It never happened. I'm a liar. I'm psychotic. I need therapy. I'm not stable. And of course, it just doesn't work. I tried to stop smoking for a year. I did parenting classes voluntarily. I tried everything I humanly possibly could, and I'm still not where I want to be. It's hard to not want to give up, but I find myself doing Bible studies. I find myself going to church, and I've been seeing your stuff for so long, and I'm like, finally, like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, and I'm going on the spirit of the moment, and I'm like, the silence is killing me, so maybe I should just say my story somewhere where somebody will actually listen to me and not think that I'm crazy, you know, because love makes you do stupid things, and then when you realize you're more important and your kids are watching, it's a life-changing experience.
It definitely is.
And I just hate that, you know, basically my children are suffering because of something that I did to someone else, I guess. We played that I hurt you, you hurt me game till someone got hurt.
Right.
And because, you know, he has authority, it's basically his word over mine. It just bothers because when I was with him, he had nothing. I used to get money. I was working at 13 from home. At 16 years old, I'm working at a shop. At 18, I'm in cosmetology school. I've been working all my life. I've been my own boss. For someone to hate me, I don't ask for money. I don't ask for nothing. I ask for communication, considerations, and some type of accommodation. And most importantly, respect. And that's hard. And at the end of the day, I'm learning that I feel bad that I hurt this man so bad, to the point where he can't even look me in the face or even try to be cordial with me for the sake of our child. Mm-hmm. My child is suffering badly, and so are my children that miss her deeply. But there's nothing really I can do but pray, because I'm tired of stressing over things that I can't control. Right. And I hate that they try to use the crazy card on me, and it's just like, damn, I can't even be human and say I feel depressed and this is driving me crazy and I don't want it anymore because it's negative in my life.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do I go from here?
Right. So I think that what's really difficult, I'm not sure if you can see the things that people are saying. Yvette says, I admire your composure and strength while telling your story. Absolutely. If you watch my show, I cry all the time. So I would have been crying. Evie Ramos said he's not better. He's just redirected his messiness, which sounds exactly right. Sounds like he still has control issues, most definitely. And I think a lot of people behind the badge at times exude that. Ray says, never blame yourself for wanting to love yourself. You are on the right track and God will take care of you. You are strong. Definitely. So I think that as I always say on every show, I always use myself as a personal experience, because what best way to be able to help others if only you yourself can say, I've lived through this. You know, I would be a hypocrite to sit and give you advice or even give you my sound opinion if I haven't lived through it myself. So believe me, I've been in your shoes, not totally, but I get the crazy card and I get the she's psycho and she has mental health issues and things like that. I think that's just their way of redirecting, as Evelyn said, what it is that they're feeling internally, because there's got to be something inside. And, you know, I try my best to play devil's advocate. I can't choose a side because I don't know either one of you very well, but I always say, you know, if you have gotten to a place where I'm married, I moved on, if I still wasn't in your mind or had any part to play in your life, you would have left me alone. Like a lot of times, I think what's super important is that we all need to remember that our children are watching. And even though he thinks that this is about you and him, he's ruining a part of your child as well. She's living through this. She's seeing the pain that you're going through. She's seeing the pain that she herself has to live through. I remember distinctly seeing your post when your daughter could not get on that plane, and you were so brokenhearted. And I read that post and I was so angry because I don't know you personally, but I know a little about your story through just reading. And I'm like, are you serious? She paid money for this plane trip and he's really not letting her get on the plane. So I know that you're going through a lot of hurt, and I definitely super appreciate you coming and being so open. You know, we have people watching and they're seeing your face and they're hearing your story, but I hope that you know that you being able to tell your story and hold your composure and be together, know that you are growing. You know, you have probably come way further than where you were when all this abuse was taking. I mean, you were 13 at the time. You know, you're a woman now. You know, you're a totally different person. So I'm sure that your retrospect on life now is way different than what it was back then. You know, it sounds though like you are looking for positive outlets. You said you're going to church. You know, you're doing things that you did back then. So maybe things that you did want to pursue or something that you're doing. I will say, listen, I have a coworker who goes to you to get your hair done. So I've heard about you through her. You know, you are avid friend with my friend Sam. I see her in all of your posts. So that speaks volumes about who you are as a person. People speak very positively about you. I never hear negativity about you. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're hearing the negativity from him. Combat it with all of the positivity you're hearing from other people, because, you know, as a person, you're doing positive things. You're making the money and you're doing what you have to do to take care of your children. We cannot control the image that others have of us. And a lot of times I built my life on worrying about what others thought about me. And it broke me down for a really long time. I was so concerned with, oh my God, but he's telling people I'm crazy. Oh my God, he's telling people that I have mental health issues, where I'm now at a point where I'm like, tell them what you want to tell them. People know that I'm cool, dude. Like it's the story that you're giving. And when you do that, it speaks more about him than it does about you. It's not saying who you are as a person. It's not saying that you're crazy or that you have mental health issues. It's saying that he may be suffering from all those things because, boo, that was years ago. Why are you still worried about me? We have a child. Let's worry about our child. He should be at a place, especially at law enforcement.
Exactly. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for saying that, because I feel crazy every time.
No, you're not crazy. You have a child with this person, and our children should be where our focus is. It should not be focused on what we feel. He's making it personal. He's worrying about how he feels. But at the end of the day, if you're married and you are in a new relationship, our children should come first. And he should be able to at least be cordial enough. Even if you're carrying pain, we all carry pain, but your child should be what's most important right now. And that's just not happening. So I thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And I'm going to bring you back. You're not going anywhere. Stay in the green room. But I want to bring on Melody because I see her back there. So thank you so much, Melinda. We're going to come back. Be encouraged. Continue to watch the comments, because people are here. And that's what my audience does. They love on people. And we're going to keep on loving on you for the rest of the show. So stay there, okay? We'll be back. Thank you. So before we bring Melody on, we are already, I can't believe it, 33 minutes in. I want to remind the folks who are watching why we are here, why we are always here. You see that number scrolling across the screen, 1-800-799-7233. That is the National Domestic Violence Hotline. If you feel like yourself, your family member, or someone you know is dealing with domestic violence, reach out to that number. You can contact us at loveshouldnothurt.com. We will return your messages within 24 hours. Maybe even sooner. You can inbox us on Facebook, on Instagram. If we do not have the answers, my vow and promise to everyone that I've helped is that I will always find the answers for you. So next up, we have a super amazing supporter, Miss Melody. She was on our last Express Yourself. And when she got on and she started telling her story, one of her friends came on, Jasmine, just to be an encouragement to her. And Evelyn Ramos was on and she was an encouragement to her. And our comment box was filling up with people encouraging her. So we're welcoming Melody back. She's amazing. She helps us all the time. She's always watching. She's always in my inbox. She supports the show and we are totally grateful for her. So tonight, if you're just tuning in, the audience is who is running our show. So these ladies are sharing a part of themselves. Let's give them love. Melody, I am happy to welcome you back. Boo. Hey.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
I do hear you. How are you, honey?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm doing as well as can be, I guess, given,
yeah,
the situations that we're in and whatnot. But
definitely. So why did you decide you wanted to join us again, ma'am?
Shoot, I was going to say, how much time do you got? I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, how do I narrow this down? I guess, looking back at what Melinda, is it Melinda, who was just speaking? Yes. you know, her
Welcome
situation.
back.
Hey. So basically, her situation resonates very much because why I'm personally here. A few different reasons, but the main one is my situation not only existed then, it still exists now. So to give a little bit of a background with my situation, my domestic violence experience or abusive situation, physical, mental, emotional, financial, all of that is with my children's father. So, and we do have to interact with each other every day. And I have two boys. I have a 9-year-old and a soon to be 7-year-old. And the violence actually started. So this was like 8-9 years ago. And it first started because my first child is actually with somebody else. But what I say, my children's father now, he took him on. He took him on as his own. So him and I, we have our first son that he took in as his own. And then I was 8 months pregnant with my second son with him. And that's when it started. We had the type of relationship. We were both very much like obsessed into each other, that kind of love, fun. We're both very goofy. And I honestly can't pinpoint what happened. I just remember the very first experience, 8 months pregnant. We got into it and he choked me. He pushed me up against the wall and choked me and was threatening me. And that was the first experience I had. We would have arguments here and there, but the first physical altercation was that. Now, fast forward the following year and the year after that, it went on for about 5 years. And I was living in Philadelphia with him at the time. I moved to Wilmington, Delaware, because it got to the point, even after we were kind of done with things, we were still living with each other, but we were done. I had to get away, the whole state away. But for 5 years straight, with two boys in tow that witnessed this day in and day out, you name it, it happened. Everything from the and again, this might trigger some people, but this is stuff that I have to talk about because I feel like I've been tiptoeing, walking on eggshells. I don't want to say hiding it, but there's a lot of people who may be watching because I post this stuff on my social media, hoping friends and family will tune in, kind of curious, like what was going on with Mel all these years and whatnot. We're talking the man that people never expected, because even when my family, some of them found out, they're like, what? Like they never expected it from him, because he was a good guy. He's nice to everybody.
Yeah.
But nights where I was chased out of the house, hiding in bushes, sleeping in my car, waiting till he would fall asleep at night, going to bed with knives under my mattress, all types of stuff, being kicked, choked, punched in front of my children. He would steal my car as like means of like hurting me, steal my car. And it wasn't even my car, it was my mother's car who gave it to me. Steal my car. He would bring women over, and I knew about it and I found out about it like time and time again, bring women over, have sex with them in our house, in our bed, in spite of me, in my car. There'd be times when he would get mad at me. We're on the road, kids are in the back. He would pull over and it was like a cat and mouse game. He would chase me until he would catch me and do things to me in front of the kids. Like, wow. I told myself I wasn't going to get like emotional, so I'm trying not to, but it was bad. I was hospitalized twice, dislocated my kneecap. To this day, because of all of that, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2017. And many people who don't know what fibromyalgia is, it is a condition where you now have chronic pain and fatigue due to some sort of trauma or stress. It could be one incident, it could be many. And to this day, I wholeheartedly believe he was the factor of that. In addition to that, because at the time I was kind of teaching dance on the side, and then also like a regular teacher. I was teaching high school English, but I had to put my dance career, like all that, on hold because my knees were so bad. In addition to that, the constant cheating, everything else, you name it. So when things finally ended, like, it just was done between him and I. There was a point where, I wanted to just get away from it all, because the boys had seen too much. When even we tried to co-parent and we were still living together, it was just too much. The things that, like, he wasn't physically abusive, but there was still the mental and emotional abuse,
Right.
the threaten, like the kind of like when and anybody in these situations know, you really start to know a person's maneuvers and behaviors.
Yeah.
The little, like, they could like flinch towards you or do
Yeah.
something, and like you already have in your head, you got the plan, how a door unlocks, how fast you got to move, where you got to go, where you got to hide. And it was like that all the time. Financially, he was withholding money, not like lying about money that was coming in. And it got to the point this past year, 2019 to 2020, we ended up, my children and we got a notice that we were getting evicted from our home because he took the rent money and he withheld that. He never paid it.
Oh, wow.
That was like, and that was it. That was the end all to be all. He wasn't paying their tuition. My mother was helping out paying tuition for school. So enough was enough. I ended up moving down here to Delaware. And fast forward, because at that time too, between this past, like last winter into January 2020, February 2020, one of the women he had cheated on me with, somebody that was kind of like, on the side here and there, he's now engaged to. This person, just kind of thrown onto my lap, this girlfriend at the time of his. Again, we had a history, so it's not that I didn't know her. And it was very hard to wrap my head around, because I'm still trying to deal with getting out of the state, getting away from him, trying to recover from that, trying to have just different relationships on the side. Because I did, after, my children's father, there was one relationship that I got into that to this day, I still very much love this man, and we're off and on and whatnot. But, that's a whole nother story. But like, I'm trying to have a relationship on the side and do all that and start my kids a new life, start them in a new school. And I withheld my kids from him for a while because he, like I said, he had taken everything from us. So I had to build from the ground up. Now, this past February and March, I started letting him back into the boys' life because they love their dad. He was a day one dad. And yes, he did things in front of them. But I will say he was always there for them, if that makes sense. I know that's kind of like a counterintuitive of each other, but they love their dad. And I knew at the end of the day, no matter what I had been through, I felt like I was hurting them by just kind of like keeping them at bay. So I ended up bringing him back around. Now, again, he has the girlfriend that I have the history with. And it was like forced into my life. But you got to think, like, not only am I getting the mental and emotional abuse from him, like the bullying behavior and all that, now I have to deal with her. So many months, all this spring, all this summer, her and I getting into it all the time. And we've had conversations where sometimes we just want to put things aside. It's too much. But now to this day, and that's why I needed to come on tonight, I'm beyond fed up with the two of them. They are back to the behavior. It's like 2 against 1 now. It's not just the mental emotional abuse from my children's father. Now, because they're engaged, I have her in it as well. And literally, it's 30 minutes before your show started tonight, and I'm dealing with them both, and both of them threatening me. Like, it's just enough is enough, and I don't know what to do. I'm dealing with the fibromyalgia on a daily basis. I'm dealing with, 2 little boys. I'm like the broken single mom over here trying to make ends meet. Not make ends meet. I don't mean like that, because I do have a very great job now, and I'm set financially, but they go to daddy's house with his fiance and things are all roses there because he treats her like gold. And then here I am picking up the pieces. Then they come here and I don't put up with his shit. Excuse my language, but I don't tolerate his crap. And some people are like, just ignore it, or, you just kind of let things be. No, because I don't let people get away with things. I don't let them do that. And with that being said, Vinny, sorry. I told my kids, I was like, go in the other room. And that's the thing. No, and I've been on this show before. My kids, I'm very transparent with them. They see this. They know what goes on. They are 9, about to be 7. And it's like, I think I look like the crazy person, but I know people are like, oh, they'll see that when they get older, what's really going on. I just don't know what to do. And like, it's, I just said to their father, I was like, here we are again. I moved a whole state away from you. Just leave me alone. We can just, all we have to do is interact in terms of the boys where, you know, he gets them on the weekends and that's fine. I don't even get child support from him. I don't even ask for that. It's just, you get them on the weekends, but somehow he manages to still cause crazy shit and commotion. And his fiance and I had a 2-hour conversation on Friday night. We both came to terms with, we're going to let this be.
Mm-hmm.
Here he comes Sunday starting some bullshit. And it's like, it's just too much. And it's at a point because I am clinically depressed. I am getting treatment for it as well as anxiety. I take medication every day, but I don't know what to do anymore because it's hard to explain. I'm at a point right now, especially when people go through abuse, sometimes they're so far knocked down, they don't have confidence.
Mhm.
I'm the heaviest I've ever been, and I'm the most confident, but mentally and emotionally, I'm beyond effed up. I don't know what to do. I go to work every day. I love my job, but sometimes I just procrastinate because things get in the way. And then I come here. I've lost interest in so many things. I feel like I've lost my way. I don't even really know who I am anymore. I'm actually, Jasmine, you just were talking about how a friend of mine, anybody who's watching now and knows I was on the one segment before, my friend came on. She reached out to me yesterday and asked if I was okay because she noticed like the lively Mel, like interacting with everybody. I'm done. I'm broken. I'm gone. I don't even know who that person is anymore or where she went. And I had to tell Jasmine, like, no, I'm not okay. Like, I'm at a point where I don't know how to handle what I'm going through. I have an appointment to go back to the doctors to reevaluate my medication, but like, it's beyond that. Like, I literally deal with 2 bullies every single day, and I don't know how to get through it. The fibro, like, goddamn, I'm 37 and I feel like I'm in an 80-year-old's body. I don't think I can live like this for another 5 years. I don't. I feel like shit on a day-to-day basis, physically, mentally, emotionally. And like I said, it's weird because I'm confident, but like, where did that Mel go? I don't know where she is. I don't know how to get her back. I don't know what to do. So that's why I'm here. And I know it's a lot. I know my story is kind of all over the place and it's hard to explain all of that in a short amount of time. And I know everybody's got to come back on and we'll talk, but I just don't even know where to begin. And your show, following it, definitely is a start. It's given me guidance, little things that I can do here and there that I might have forgotten about or things I haven't even thought about. But yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know. I really don't know anymore. And hopefully tonight I can, again, gain some enlightenment like I usually do when I watch the show.
So I want to say that a lot of your stories sound super similar to mine. The person who I was with, my daughter's father, same thing. He, cheated, and the woman that he cheated with ended up being his wife. And, we've gone through our battles back and forth of her being upset with me, and not taking out the real anger on him, but being mad at me like I'm the one that was, the problem or in the middle of the mix. So I dealt with that for a while. I dealt with the same sort of like bullying and just craziness between the two of them. I will say that it took a very long time, and I think I've said this before to you. My daughter is 13 now, so the situation was when my daughter was not born yet. She would show up at my job, or she would call my job and tell the people at my job that I was crazy and things like that, that I was close to losing my job. The principal had to pull me aside and say, Christina, you could lose your job for this. They're calling, they're harassing. So I live with it too.
Christina, speaking of which, there's comments in the comment section. Mm-hmm. I told you, he is such a bully. He has people in your comments right now saying things.
It's okay.
Can these comments please, like, he's sick. This is sick. This is the kind of shit, like, fuck, like, leave me the fuck alone, Kevin. Leave me alone.
I get it.
It's sick. It's sick. He literally has his fiance's best friend is in those comments right now.
It's okay. Don't worry about
it. So sick. They're so sick.
The person was just
his name is Kevin Weathersby. If y'all like, he is sick. He is sick. tired of it. I'm so tired of it. They'll do anything. The lies, anything. They're sick.
Well,
Like,
listen,
I'm sorry. I apologize,
it's okay.
Christina.
No, you don't have to apologize.
He said, I'm going to pay. Like, get over me. Like, let it go.
It's
Let
okay.
it go.
Listen, this is what I want to say to you. Okay. I saw the comments and they're blocked.
Thank you. Thank
They're
you.
blocked. But you listen to me. And I want you to listen to me good. And I hope everybody that's watching listens. This is a part of abuse as well. Having these people come and say negativity.
Exactly.
But you know what? There's other people in the comment box who are continuing to give you love. And I hope that you feed off of that and not the
Absolutely.
negativity. Teresa just said, does that make her abuse and what she went through any less relevant? No, it does not. It doesn't matter what your situation was. It doesn't matter how the situation set up. And we're not worrying about those comments. So I don't want you to worry about
Well,
them.
that's why I said I had no problem putting his name out there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. Those are bullying tactics. That's what happens. And that's
It is.
why the show is live. And we do what we do so that people can see how these forms of abuse continue and how, people continue to do it even through others. If they can't get through you through themselves, they'll do it through other people. So I hope the people that are watching, do not be discouraged. Sometimes these are things that do happen. It is a live show, but the person was blocked and it does not make it any less relevant. No one should go through everything that you went through because of what they personally feel. Whatever, I didn't even read the comment. I just blocked it because I saw the person coming up twice. It's blocked. Please disregard it. Do not let that.
It's crazy. They just make up things, because I'm an HR person now, and my former career, they're just trying to bring up anything try, and I'm done with it. And the crazy thing at the end of the day, I love that this show is live, and he's so crazy. I knew this kind of stuff was going to happen, everything comes to light. And I pray to God, and the funny thing is, like I said, my first child is not by him, and he knows. And I told him, I said, you do anything, like, he knows what that involves. You think I'm going to let you see these boys, and you and your fiance are going to come on a live show and her friend, and you're going to bully and badger me? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Go take a seat somewhere, because like his name is now out there, and it's crazy. Exactly. Restraining orders. They're sick. My mom is fed up. This has gotten to the point. My family has kept their distance. He'll call my family. He'll call my ex. People I don't even deal with anymore. My ex. And they're like what? Like, it's so sick. I'm a whole state away. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
So this is what I want to do, Melody. I want to bring all the other ladies back because I think that all of us can together help each other and support one another.
Absolutely.
You just had a really difficult situation and it happened live, right? And I'm glad that it happened live because other people can see the types of abuse and how it continues even through others and how nasty it can get. But I think that if you have the other ladies talking at the same time and giving you, just like they did the last time, encouragement, that's why we do what we do. So I want to bring the other ladies on so that they can help of adding some encouragement to this situation. I know that it is not easy at all, but I want you to feel encouraged by the people who are here and who are with you tonight. Hi, ladies. Thank you. Welcome back.
Hey.
So, Melody.
Sorry about all that, guys. You get the live experience.
It's okay.
It's crazy. Like, and that's the thing. Like, if you want to put yourself out there, by all means, you have and the thing is, the two of them, such scaredy cats, they won't do it themselves. She sends her best friend on here to do it.
And that's okay.
But that's what they're going to do. It's a tactic to try and break you as much as he wants to. It's a control mechanism. It's abuse from a different state to another place. He gets people to get on knowing that you're on here.
Yep.
For a reason, and to try and break you, to really try and break you lower than where you're at right now. You're struggling, but you're still a strong woman. You picked up, you left. You're supporting your children and your family and maintaining a household. And this type of negative energy on a page like this, it's upsetting. And I've seen it, and I'm just like, they got a lot of balls to do some shit like this. But at the end of the day, to each his own. But you have to have the faith to keep pushing along. Your faith has to be number one in what you do. That you know that you can get through this. It's gonna get harder and harder and harder. But you know what? You gotta keep focused on your children. Keep focused on you. Don't let him get the best of you. You're so beautiful for that. And you're so smart. Work on you. Do what you need to do to make yourself feel better. Do what you find that brings even a small glimmer of just happiness in your life, whether it could be cooking, whether it be going for a walk, whatever, reading something that's good. I had to find that for myself. My self-esteem was so shitty and so rock bottom and low to the point where I didn't even want to live. It got to that point. To know that a person can break you that bad, that's how dare they? I had to sit there and self-evaluate myself, tune everybody out for a little bit, and say, well, what does Chris want? And little by little, I found things that actually made me feel better. Going for a jog, going for a walk, putting on music, cooking, and making a bunch of stuff that I know I can't even eat. But it just, you gotta find something for you and just keep being strong. Get on places like this for the positivity feedback. Keep your circle tight. Don't let no negative energy in your circle. Just don't. If it's there, small, even that one glimmer of it, kick it out. Be done with it. Mm-hmm. You're smart for getting on, and I commend you for that. I really do. Same thing with all you other ladies as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I wanted to say real quick, Melody, you remind me of the abuse that I went through and that I allowed myself to go through. And you get to the point where you do it for your kids, but if it's truly for your kids, go to court. Go to court. Put the restraining order. The restraining order will stop any of all that nonsense. If all that nonsense starts, it's as easy as the click of a 911 call, and then it gets reported. They can get locked up, and the situation is done. You get your custody.
I already said that right to him. I said, I'm calling the police right afterwards. I'm done.
Try documentation over confrontation all the time, because they can say everything, but if you have everything documented, avoid talking like confrontationally with him, because I'm telling you, they like to manipulate the system. So I'm telling you, get your custody, you get your set days. If the judge feel like he's actually able to do that, because they weren't about the safety and the better of your children. What's good for your children? If his negative environment and his negativity and all of that is not good for your children, then they will cut all of that out. And basically it's so that you can live in peace. You get your set day, you meet at the district, you drop the babies off, you pick them up at the set time, and that's it. There's a problem, you make your report, the cops are there, and the problem is done. It's hard to do that because I used to be like, I don't want to call the cops. I don't like dealing with cops. I don't want to go to court. I don't feel like dealing with it. But I didn't feel like dealing with the abuse. And I didn't feel like dealing with all of that stress that drove me insane. And it's like, you can't do what you want to do. There's days I don't feel like doing hair. I cut off all my hair. I lost my weight. My clothes don't fit. I get depressed. It's either I gain too much or I lose it all. So it's like, do what makes you feel good. You were saying about your weight. Do something about it. Stop talking about it. Just do it. You want to join Herbalife? You want to join these workout groups? I've been talking about it. I've been starting to do it. I need motivation. If we want to start a group, let's do it.
Absolutely.
It's just like, I'm tired of the negative, and all I want is to live in peace, love, and happiness. That's it. That part doesn't make me happy anymore. I'm a worry on my kids, and if I can take that out of my life, you're gonna have to go to court, love. As much as you're gonna hate it, and it's a long process and it's frustrating, it's gonna help. You gotta trust the process. And I actually started doing Bible studies, and that's healed my heart and brought me peace, because you can't control what others are gonna do, but you can control how you react to it.
Absolutely.
That's true. It's true.
So, just wanted to let you know.
I was gonna say, peace that's just what I'm looking for. Peace, like that, like, you know, it's, you both have each other. Like, I don't want them back. I don't need them back. I don't like, it's crazy. I even let these two have the weekends, but it's just like, especially her, you're not my children's mother, and you're lucky I'm even letting you around them. I give her a lot of leeway when it comes to their school. I basically like treat her as if she's like a stepmom already. And she continued when she feeds into the nonsense. I'm like, I'm not going to let you get away with this. And I don't know what happened. All of a sudden she got that ring on her finger, and she's got some balls now, and she thinks she can speak to me any which way. And it's not going to fly like that.
Is she abusing your children though?
I mean, I honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Like, so, you know, like sometimes I get the feeling like when I hear them over the phone, she almost just sounds like sometimes she tolerates them or puts on a front because she's like so involved with him. And then other times I'm like, oh, maybe she does have their best interest at heart. But the crazy thing is, when she was doing the crap, when they were blowing up on me on Sunday night, and she's saying all these things and whatever, my kids are hearing this. My kids, like, they literally asked me, can we tell Andrea? Yeah, her name, her one friend wants to get on. Her name's Andrea. Can we tell her to stop? My kids are telling you to stop, and she wouldn't stop. You don't have any respect for these kids, like. And that was a trigger to me. That right there was like, damn, you've been putting on this front this entire time. You don't care about my kids. You used to act like you cared, but to the point now where like it's bad. It's really bad. And y'all can see it. It's bad.
I had to put restraining orders, love, and that's the only thing that worked for me.
Yeah.
And I had to just not respond to negative. If he's cursing me out, if he's blowing me up, I'll just block him. I just won't answer, because that's it takes two to argue. So if you feed into it, you're gonna piss yourself off for what? If is it worth it? Is it gonna make the situation better? And if it's not, then don't even feed into it. Worry about your kids and how your kids feel. Talk to your children. Do you feel comfortable going to daddy's? Does she make you feel bad? My daughter was kneeling on rice. My daughter has been told me a lot of abusive things, but there's nothing I can do. I go to court and it's like, oh, she's crazy. Oh, there's no proof of it. Oh, she's a liar. Like, and it's frustrating because I'm dealing with a cop.
Yeah. You said
I'm dealing with a cop, and then he had a brother that's a cop, and the brother's wife is a cop, and then it's just, the list goes on, and it's just, I look crazy because I'm so angry. But if you don't need to deal with that, if it's disturbing your peace, I wouldn't deal with it. Make him go to court. You want to see your children? Take me to court, because I'm not dealing with this. Until you learn how to respect me and talk to me, then I'm not going to give you anything else. Mm-hmm. And that's where you need to go. Maybe you need to stop the phone calls and just strictly try to talk to them. And remember, if you do go to court, you have to watch your words. Mm-hmm. Try to find the best way to express yourself and put it in the nicest way that you can, and just go from there. Leave it in God's hands. And I'm telling you, prayer is the best medicine.
Definitely.
I was going to say, for court, did you get a lawyer, or how did that work?
So this whole time I've never had a lawyer. I finally got a lawyer, and I feel like I lost more having a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm still like, the good thing about my last court date was that I'm going to do therapy. It's court order therapy, reunification therapy with my child. I have not seen my child since August. We have to do co-parenting classes. He has to communicate with me via email, but I still haven't received the email. And this court date was on Tuesday, on the 1st, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing. But guess what? I'm not going to keep calling. I'm not going to start stalking. I'm going to just keep writing. I did this on this certain day. I did this on this certain time. I hate doing it because I feel like a detective. But that's the only way I'm going to get through. If I have evidence, is there's documentation, because I can say, and I can scream. But if there's no evidence of what's going on, if there's no proof that I'm trying to make the situation better and be the more positive light in the situation, it's just going to blow up in my face, and the kids are going to suffer all the time. I've been that child, which is the hard part. Yeah. I've been the hurt child, and now I am the mother of the hurt child, and I feel helpless because I can't help her. This man beat me up, took my child from me, was driving up one ways. I go to the district to tell them what he did, and I got locked up. I end up in an abusive relationship thinking this is what I deserve for hurting him, and I tolerated so much broken face and ribs and house and being hiding and homeless and losing everything and getting it right back and trying to get my life together, and I'm still not quitting. Sometimes you just have to say, wow, there's other people that have it worse than me. There's a woman out there that I feel that she is destroying my child. As a woman, I would feel like, as you want to be a woman first. If you were a man, you don't want to be with a man who's disrespectful to his, child's mother, because that's their child's mother. It didn't work. You guys aren't in love anymore. Okay. But I feel like you have to show our children different. I told my daughter I don't want her to have that ugly heart. If something doesn't work out, okay, it didn't work out. So how can we work this out for our children? You don't have to be best friends, but be cordial. And it's so simple, but people make it so hard. And I just truly don't understand it, because they let emotion take over the logic. And it took me so long to understand that. And it's hard because This man married a family friend. I don't have my family no more. My cousin was doing the hair for the wedding. I had a cousin come to my house to try to roll on me, and they almost damn near killed me because I said, damn, I can't believe my cousin did the hair for the wedding, and all I asked was for a picture of my child. Something so simple, they make it so difficult, and I never even went to court to even tell anybody that I almost got beat up by my cousin's man.
Yeah. Wow.
But my little me, 3 people came for me, and that's a lot. That means that I must mean something and I must be important. So at the end of the day, I had to learn my kids are more important.
Yeah.
And I stopped looking for love. I'm going to just let love find me, because looking for love in all the wrong places, man, you find yourself neglecting your children.
Yes.
And they need us because they need mommy. And they're going to be stuck in the computer looking at TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yep.
Oh my God. And then they come back talking about
ladies.
crap. I'm like,
I don't want to cut anybody off, but I want to interject for a minute. What I want to say to everyone, and I'm getting a little bit of craziness in my, okay, I hear you normal now. So what I want to say is this. I think it's kind of like for everyone on the screen, and I'm going to mute you guys each just because on my end, I'm hearing a lot of feedback. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to mute everybody. But what I want to say, and my message is for all of you together, because I think that as a whole, we all are going to receive the same message. I think that even seeing today by the comments and how it affected you, like we saw emotionally how it changed your emotions and how, your whole demeanor and your character changed. I think that a lot of times these situations take so much control over us. And like Melinda said, we fuel ourselves on what we feel in that moment. And we're ready to just like, I'm ready to fight you, or I'm ready to just do whatever. And we don't think at that moment. So something that I learned, and again, I always speak just from experience, is we have to begin to just work on what we can control. We can't control what either of these men do, any of these men in our situation. We can't control how they've hurt us. We can't do anything to control who they are as a person. But what we can control is what we tolerate, what we accept, and what we move on with our life with. With Melinda, she doesn't even see her child. She's getting her child kept from her. Christine had to walk away from a marriage and rebuild on her own. Teresa has gone all of these years and now she has the fuck it attitude. I'm going to do for me. And, you're dealing with your situation, Melody, and it's difficult because they're bullying you both at the same time. So my message to all of you is, let's deal with what we, Christina, Melody, Teresa, Christina, and Melinda, can deal with ourselves. What we can do is help ourselves find happiness within ourselves. They're not going to give it to us because they're not worried about us being happy. Whether it's a man or anybody in our past, they're not worried about it and they can't control our happiness. Only we can do that. And I know that a lot of us struggle with depression. We struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder from what we've dealt with in the past. So a lot of times it's really difficult. I say this a lot and people say it's cliche, but therapy is huge and it's helpful. I think that it's helpful for all of us to be able to find an outsider that can sit and say to you, I understand what you're feeling. This is what I need you to do to try to feel better about yourself. And also, listen, if you have to take your phone and block him, block her, nobody's going to come and bang your door down to make you talk to them. Block them, Melody. Don't let them disturb your peace, because right now what you're focusing on is your peace, how you feel, what makes you happy, and your children. If they don't want to worry about focusing on your kids and how this is mentally ruining them, you have to do that because you're mom. That's now your responsibility. So if you need to block them to make your peace better for you and get through what you're going through, block them. Block her, block him. Go down, get yourself that protection from abuse order. No one can make you unblock them. When you go to court, you'll have your day in court. Everybody has that. You have a past of history of things that they have done to you that you can present yourself when you're in court. I've been there. I've gone through the PFA. I've gone through having to sit in court. It's something that we have to do for ourselves, because at the end of the day, when they were abusing us, we couldn't control their hands. When they were trying to screw us in the mind, we couldn't control the words that were coming out of their mind. And still to this day, we cannot control what they're doing. You calling him and saying, don't call me, is not going to stop him. You calling her and saying, don't show up on my friend's feed, is not going to stop her. Her friends are still going to keep coming. This is something that they're accustomed to, and clearly they have not moved on from it. So we have to take our power back, and it's not easy. I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that it's easy, because 14 years ago, when my daughter's, now wife would come for me and come out on her steps and curse at me or send me nasty text messages, let me tell you, it took everything in God in me not to fight this woman. It took everything in me. She did it in front of my daughter once. She was holding my daughter because she was bringing my daughter to me. And as she held my daughter, she was sitting there trying to get me to get angry, get me to fight her. And it took everything in God not to. My friends would tell me, I don't know how you haven't whooped her ass yet. I don't know how you've let her talk to you like this. But why didn't I? Because at the end of the day, only I can control my emotions. And I had to control myself because my daughter was what was most important for me. Alina being there and seeing that and witnessing that, they've already screwed her mind with what they've done. I don't want that for my daughter. So I had to take that power back. So I'm telling you tonight, all of the women on the screen, take our power back, ladies. Focus on you and your happiness. Chrissy found herself an apartment. She's doing her thing by herself. Teresa's doing her thing by herself. Melinda listen, she was living in her car. So was I. For 3 weeks, I was bathing at work or whenever I would visit my grandmother. But where am I now? I may not have a brand new house. I may not have name brand shoes on my feet, but let me tell you something. I'm living humble in my apartment and I am finally happy with my life. I'm happy with who my daughter has become. She's seen me. She's encouraged because I will not allow the same forms of abuse to happen. And that is going to happen to everybody in your life. And you know what? There's already people in your life who watch you, Melody, and already think you're badass. So even though you don't see it, we see it. We see it from the outside. Melinda, I see it. And I told you, I don't know you, but I see your feeds and I know that you are killing it. You are struggling. You are hurting. You see the pain that you're going through on the inside. But baby, you are rocking it. And only you can do that. You have said a mouthful in this hour of being on here that many people who are watching may not have been able to get through. He's a cop. That's hard. He got law enforcement backing him, but you're still staying encouraged. You're doing things like Bible study and prayer and trying to help yourself get through it. Melody, you watch every week. You're encouraged by the people that come on that speak and make you feel positive and encouraged. And I hope tonight these ladies on the screen are doing that for you as well. I hope that when you saw the craziness come up in the comments, you saw the other people who were right there, Ray and Teresa, defending you. My eyes are watery because I get emotional because this is so personal to me. Take your power back. This is why I do this every week. Take your power back. Don't let these people screw up who you are, because I see you. I feel your pain. I've been there. I've lived through it, but I've come out on the other side, Melody, and you're going to come out on the other side. I know you are. We have gone over an hour and people are like, damn, I'm sorry I cried. If you watch me, you know I'm a crybaby. But I hope that that speaks and it shows you that this is real for me. This is not because I want any type of craziness. This is because I've lived through it. And I want to see you guys come out on the other side. I want to see you guys smile and be genuinely happy. Continue to fight to get back what you deserve. Continue to get back to be the amazing person that everybody that knows you knows. You're just having some trouble right now seeing it. But Melody, you're amazing. I don't know you, and Jasmine speaks so highly of you. Everyone, I stood at that gala taking pictures. And when you won that award, people were dying to get you on that phone to make sure you received it, because all of them said, she deserves it. Keep trying to call her. She deserves it. So people see how amazing you are. I've seen Chrissy all my life. I heard her story. And my girl is by herself right now. She's single and she's cool. She's fine. She has overcome the abuse that came from her. Does she still live with it? I don't know, but we all do in some shape or form. I still live with it. And I'm as happy as I've ever been. I've taken my power back. I'm happier with who I am now than when I was then, because I allowed myself to take power back. But I still struggle with it. And I think that at some point we all struggle with those demons. But the only person who is in control of what we feel is us. So if you have gained anything from tonight, the people watching and yourself, who cares about who is on this feed? Nobody's worrying about those people in the feed. Those are just the people coming after you. And what do they say? They say all the time that when you're at your highest with God, the devil's going to attack you. You're on here because you're trying to get your power back. You're trying to speak up for yourself and be encouraged by others. And there goes the devil in the comment box trying to make you feel like you ain't worth it. But guess what? The devil didn't win today because she was blocked, and everybody else who commented after were telling you, keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Melinda is doing it. I know that you are, and it's not easy. But listen, you said something huge. It takes two people to argue. if you don't fight back and you don't argue, they're going to be arguing by themselves. Sooner or later, they're going to be tired of messing with you, Melody. If you're not fighting back, they're not going to keep on doing it. They're angry because you're not feeding into it. So please don't feed into it. I block them. If they come back again, we're going to block them again. And I'm going to always do it. So if people are watching and you want to come for my peeps, we're going to keep blocking you. Don't worry about it. I don't ever want anybody to feel attacked while you're on here. You will always have people supporting you. Look, Gigi, right there. You will always have my support, Melody. I love you. And everybody loves you, girl. And I've learned that just by watching your interactions. So we have really, we went over the time. But like I say all the time, it's not sure I do what I want. So before we close out tonight, I want to give everybody a minute to just kind of close. If you didn't get to say everything you wanted to say, we are going to do this Express Yourself once a month. This is our second time and we'll do it again. So you are more than welcome to join us again. But I want to give each of you women a moment to just say something. You don't have to say something directly to me or to Melody. It could be something about yourself. But I want you to be able to close out the show and say what it is that you're feeling tonight as we close out. Melody, I'll let you go first, boo, because I know that you're pretty passionate. That's okay. We
I got the tears streaming. Oh God. No, I just, I want to end on, a very positive note. I needed that. Like, I think sometimes we need to, because we go through this. We've been there. People who are watching in the comments, I'm sure they've either experienced similar things or maybe know of people or whatever the case may be. But what I'm trying to get at is that in the end, I do feel like the good-hearted win in the end. I do feel that I agree. Feeding into it, it's like it's all about the reaction kind of thing. And I've been through so much shit, and I've gotten through that, and I know they're watching right now, and I'm gonna continue to get through the shit that y'all put me through. I'm gonna continue. It's because at the end of the day, I have the best of him. I have the best of everything. I have my boys, and I have an amazing career right now. There's just so much going on, and I just want to find that peace. I'm enjoying living in Delaware. I love coming on these segments. I love, following and hearing everybody's stories. There's just a lot to look forward to, and I can't thank all of you enough on here. You ladies coming on here, sharing your stories, giving the advice, everybody in the comments and whatnot, just seeing all of the uplifting comments. Because like you said, the devil will try you, but the good-hearted win in the end.
That's right.
And, I'm not done. I may be broken, but I'm not so far damaged that there's no repair, and I will come out on top. That's
right.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, Melody.
No problem.
Oops. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident.
Where'd I go? No.
That's okay. Teresa, close us out with what you're feeling tonight, babe.
I just want to give you all hugs, all of you hugs. And I just want to say, Melody and Melinda, it really will work out. It doesn't seem like it now, but it really will. You just gotta, like Christina said, you just really have to block them just for your own peace, but more so for your children. Because I know for me, it affected my children. My children are adults now, but it affected them tremendously. And they're better today, and I'm grateful for that. And just block them. Trust me. It's hard when you have children with them, but sometimes you don't have a choice. And I'm just, grateful to be here, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm glad I ain't got to deal with that shit right now, y'all. Sorry. Because it's a lot. It kind of was just like, oh God, I'm so glad that was a lot. But so trust me, I've been there. You'll get out of that. You just got to keep on working at it, and work on yourself. Just bring yourself to a good place. I know me. I'm kind of crazy. I put shit in place. Like I got a tattoo on my arm. I have a little rock in my car. I put all these things in place. Although I'm not dealing with physical abuse anymore, nor mental from outside sources, I'm dealing with my own mental abuse that I'm trying to get through. And I'm good. I'm getting through it. And you will just keep on looking in the mirror and just, it's not your shit. It's their shit. Drop it off. Real talk.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful to be here, though, ladies. And you know what? Like I said, hugs to all of you. And you know, we're always here. We're always available. You know, you can shoot any of us a text, even if you just want to vent. It's all good. Venting is okay. I don't like when people say, "Don't be ungrateful." It's okay. Be ungrateful for 30 seconds. It's okay, because if you hold that in, you never let that out. You carry that shit with you. But thanks for having me, guys, and I appreciate you all.
No problem. Next up, Chrissy. Let us know how you're feeling, boo, before we leave tonight.
I'm listening to everybody's stories, and I gotta say it's overwhelming because this shit is real, and you know, especially when it comes to children are involved. And I didn't have that issue with myself, but when I'm listening to your story, and I was watching the comments, you know, coming in there, and I'm just like, wow, these people got some balls. But at the end of the day, I'm still working on me.
Yeah.
Every day is a progress. Every day I keep it as positive as I can keep it. And I put my gratefuls in and my affirmations in for myself because I'm alive.
Yeah.
I could have very easily been dead. The fall down that steps could have went left. I could have been dead. And I'm grateful. All I can say to you ladies is keep your peace. Don't let nobody break it. No matter how difficult it gets, no matter how much they try to keep nagging on, because that's their issue, their misery. They're trying to break every ounce of you. And if you allow them, that's what they want. They want. Mm-hmm. So every day, say a prayer. Do whatever you feel works for you. Listen to some good music. Listen to whatever it is that gives you a small ounce of just some peace and some happiness. And just take it day by day. Day by day. It'll get better eventually. Mm-hmm. Right now it's hard. You got kids. Melody, you got kids. You're doing the best that you can. I don't even know you, and I'm hearing a lot of good things about you. And then the same thing. You in a tough situation too because of the ex-husband. I can't speak on it. The only thing I can say is you guys are strong as shit. Strong as shit, you got balls, and you're doing the right thing. You just gotta keep the momentum going, keep the faith that you know what, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Don't give up hope. You got people to reach out to. On my phone number, you can reach me anytime. I don't got kids here. You wanna come visit, we can all get a bottle of wine and just talk. You gotta support each other. This is what this is for. So don't give up. Keep your peace. Block out the noise. Keep pushing ahead. Keep pushing ahead. It's gonna get better.
If you provide wine, I'll be there. No, I'm joking.
Girl, I got plenty of bottles of wine. Let's go.
I'm just joking. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you so much for being here, babe. Melinda, my love. What you feeling, babe?
I'm feeling like I'm feeling like I'm trying to restore my brokenness here. And maybe me trying to help other people is helping me. Melody too. And all of you guys, but Melody more because she just reminds me of the shit I just came out of. And I'm like halfway out of it. It's not me, but I'm trying. So this is what I've been trying to do. You see this writing. Okay. I write what I get and what I want. It's a lot of writing. And then, you know, I feel like my mind is a powerful thing and I start trying to draw. Awesome. Here goes me trying to draw. So I do what I can with my mind and to distract it. Do what makes you happy to distract it and bring you positivity and light. I felt like this was a meaningful little drawing that I put, and it's like a broken butterfly.
I'm gonna really quickly. I'm just gonna take everybody off the
it.
screen. And I want you to put that up because I want us to be able to see it. Hold on. And
okay. Okay. Am I? There we go. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says coming out. And it's like all these words in the broken wings. So it says coming out isn't easy, but it sure does feel good to stretch your wings and fly. And I put like pain, hurt, fear, insecurities. I don't know if you guys can see it. Loneliness, confidence. You can see it.
I did see it though. I did. Your screen went black. I'm not sure what happened, but I did see it.
Okay.
and
So I
that was
tried
awesome,
to
actually.
put, all the things that bother me and hurt me and or that I want. And it's just, I don't know. My brain is not like everybody else. I
Mhm.
feel like it's my therapy. That's why I do hair. I like making people feel good and look good and feel better about themselves, even if I'm broken.
Mhm.
So just hoping that, I guess, my brokenness can heal someone else's and they can make their life a little bit better. And I feel like God makes things happen for a reason. So I'm trying. And I feel like life is a lesson, but not a life sentence.
Yeah,
And I just want to live, and I'm tired of just surviving.
definitely. So you all are phenomenal, and I am super, super. I really do feel super blessed that you guys came on tonight. Every time I do these different express yourself, the first time I was fearful, will anybody get on? And this time I was even like, will they even get on? And wow, you guys definitely blew me away tonight. I think it was amazing, and I think that the theme for tonight is just for all of us to find healing within ourselves and just find a really, really good place in ourselves so that we can continue to grow and just find happiness within each other. So again, I thank all of you for being here tonight. It's not easy to be so transparent, especially to be so transparent with people you don't even know. Some of you I only know through social media. I only know through seeing you on the screen. And I feel blessed that you guys come and are on the show and are willing to be so transparent with our audience and everyone who's a part of the show. I don't know if you're seeing the comments, but I just want to, there's a few that were going on while you guys were speaking, and I wanted to wait until the end to make sure that you heard them. So Ray Velez says, God makes perfection. We are all perfect in his image. We make mistakes, but we must not live in sorrow or doubt. We continue to strive and not look back unless it's to see how far you've come. Take that power back. You are all strong women. Touche to Ray. Ray is one of our biggest supporters. He's like my producer. My boy helps me with everything. So he has mad love for women, and he's really good with being so supportive. So I always appreciate him being here and also being an encouragement for you ladies. Evelyn Ramos says, these ladies are amazing. This is a truly, truly a network of sisterhood, which is honorable for me because I love the fact that you all just feel like you're a part of something when you're on here with me. And even when you're watching, it says so much to what we've been doing for the past 2 years with Love Shouldn't Hurt and continuing to just try to pour into other people. Yvette Arroyo says, every day is a new day to grow stronger and move forward with bigger and better things. Thank you for being the strong women you are today, one day at a time. Definitely. One day at a time, Melody, Melinda, Christine, and Teresa. It doesn't get easy overnight. It doesn't get easy overnight. It just really doesn't. Gigi says, I was doing the same exact thing with being a makeup artist. It helped with my healing. I hope that you guys had a really, really good time tonight. Teresa says, good show, ladies. I have text messages coming in saying that tonight was amazing. I hope that all of you feel encouraged by something or all of what was said tonight. I appreciate you all. You are all a part of my heart. And I say that genuinely to everyone that comes on the show, because this is not easy for anyone to get up on the screen in front of people who have no idea who they are and just tell us about your life and your story. So again, thank you ladies for being here, for being encouraging. I appreciate all of you. Good night to all of you. I'm waving. I'm going to take everybody off the screen. I have a few last words, but thank you ladies. A kiss for all of you. I hope you all have a blessed evening tonight. So guys, we are an hour and 30 minutes in, right? It's crazy when our show goes over, but I'm always so encouraged to continue to see the numbers going up and down, to have people following, watching, and just being a part of what it is that we're doing every week. This is not easy to come on here every week. I struggle with it. And I say all the times that I do what I'm doing because through this work, I am also giving therapy to myself. This is so therapeutic to me to sit and be able to be on the other side of the screen and interact with people who have gone through the same sorts of pains that I have gone through. And I'm able to just encourage and fill their cup. And you guys do not know how much you fill my cup by being here every week and being so supportive in the comment section. I want people to know that we're watching, that, things like this may happen. We may get negativity coming in on our feed and they'll be blocked out. And we may have naysayers because it happens a lot with what we're doing. But I want everyone to continue to be mindful that what we do to support one another. We're doing this to be positive. We're doing this to be encouraging, and we're helping each other. So do not let the negativity that sprang up on our comment section deter you. If I ever have a show, don't be scared, because we'll block whoever else comes on. Make sure that you know that you're always loved, you're always supported, and that when we are here because we appreciate you. Thank you all for watching us tonight. It was amazing. I am so humbly touched by every single one of you ladies, and I'm so glad that you came on and you shared your stories with us. Everyone in the comment section, everybody that's been watching, thank you so much for being part of our show tonight. Look forward to next week. We will have Amanda Peguero back on with part 2 of long-term effects of abuse. She will be here to continue to answer questions, because she did such a great job last week and we got so much positive feedback. Express Yourself will be something we do once a month, every month on a Tuesday, so that different people can come on and just be a part of the show, and we can try to be a helpful and blessing to each of them. To close out the month of December, I will say again that we are doing a mix-up show with myself, Found in Translation Talk Show, and Bomba Live. It will be a mega 3-series show that night. We will have live parranda music. We will have coquito making, because we are Hispanic and that's what we do during the holidays. We're going to close out 2020 the way that we should, which is partying, right? Because 2021, we are all looking forward to positivity and good things. So thank you all. I'm encouraged by all of you. I love you. I say that genuinely. Have a good evening, and I'll see you guys next time.